Hello again. Now, Cape Town's public transport system is barely functioning from vandalism that has contributed to the collapse of the rail network, and minibus taxis constantly engaging in ongoing turf wars. The My City bus service seems to be the only one showing a positive uptake due to its reliability and convenience. But with the city becoming more populated, road transport cannot be the only option available to commuters. Let's go live now to my colleague Ronald Masinda. He's been tracking this story down as we're zooming in on the BRTs across the country. Now, good afternoon, Ronald. I see My City offering some relief for commuters in and around Cape Town. But what's going on? What are the authorities saying about the rest of the road transport system that should be assisting commuters?
Good afternoon, Pradan. So when the Transport Mako member here at the City of Cape Town, Rob Qantas, took over the reins late last year, he said that the main priority for his office will be to go back to basics, and that what he meant was that the road infrastructure needed to be fixed so that those seeking work or business opportunities shouldn't struggle in terms of facing unsafe roads, as well as being hindered to go to areas where there is economic activity. He also went on to say that one of the other main focuses was to revive the eNCA Express. This eNCA Express was suspended around 2019, early 2019. It was later revived earlier this year, where the partners who were in disagreement with the reviving this eNCA Express then came into agreement. And what we've seen is that it travels from Khayelitsha to Mitchells Plain, two of Cape Town's biggest townships, and many people get transported to the CBD, and it takes about 6,000 people daily from these areas. Rob Qantas spoke to my colleague Lindokuhle Kulu earlier in Gauteng.
I firmly believe that the City of Cape Town's approach to establishing joint ventures with the industry, including the minibus taxi industry, as well as established service providers who know how to run buses, such as Kidrigen or the Golden Arrow bus services, etc. We establish partnerships with people who understand public transport. The job of government is not to necessarily run buses. Our job is to ensure that the residents of our city are able to access opportunities, and we then, using the revenues that we have for a municipal bus service, engage people who know how to run public transport, particularly established passenger buses and the minibus industry, and get them on board to make a collective effort that brings commuters to where they need to go safely, reliably and affordably on the City of Cape Town's My City bus service.
And now, Ronald, let's come to where you are there and find out what are the transport unions in the city saying.
Yes, thank you, Pratan. Well, let's get more reaction. I am joined by Victor Langa. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Langa. I mean, we heard from the Mako member for transport. So what is your reaction?
Good afternoon, Ronald, and the viewers. Look, we cannot run away from the fact that we need to accept and acknowledge the commitment that is coming from our national government when it comes to this, because we cannot run away from the fact that our people are struggling, especially in the central area, because that's where a lot of employees who are represented by the organization, that is TASU, they are really struggling with transport. The infrastructure is not there, and trains were removed out of the place. There's no express, so the transport is becoming congested, like on a day-by-day basis. And we have no other option but to accept the proposals on the table. But we feel like it needs to be just a quick process where our people can start benefiting now. But it takes so long. Remember, there's that white document that was issued early in 2017. 2017 up until 2021 is too long. And we believe that our national government needs to erect as soon as possible.
If we look at My City in particular, came to effect around 2010. That was during the Soccer World Cup, like many other rapid transit systems. But in terms of My City, is it as successful as the city is making it out to be?
In areas like Minlatin, you go from Minlatin side up to Cape Town, you will see that there's a special route that is for my city. But going to Khayelitsha, Nyanga and Gugulethu, you cannot find that. And you ask yourself as to what is happening, because the My City is getting the same condition when it comes to them driving from Khayelitsha to Cape Town. There's no special route like Minlatin and other areas. Therefore, I would say, because that's where majority of our members are staying, it is not so good when it comes to that particular side.
And just lastly, we know that many of the working class depended on an effective rail system, and we've spoken out about the central line that has had issues for many years now. The City of Cape Town has said that it wants to take over the rail system here in Cape Town. Do you agree with this? Is this a good idea? Is this a failure perhaps on government?
You know, the government politics, it's something that we cannot entertain as a labor movement. The only thing that we are concentrating on is to see our people be treated with respect by making sure that they get transport on time, they do not delay on the roads because they have to go to work. That's our interest. However, for me personally, on the trade union capacity, I do not see a need for the City of Cape Town to have that. However, if it needs to be, let it be, because we need to see our people going and arriving to their respective workplaces in a very safe manner. At the moment, it is totally out. We cannot allow the current situation.
Very, very lastly, Victor, do you feel that the rail system will ever work effectively, given that there are a lot of issues around vandalism?
Ronald, not vandalism only. Yes, especially on the central line. You see that is cable theft, vandalism and all of that. But is it vandalism only? No. The current situation when it comes to the state of the train stations, Langa, Idafelt and all of that, you will see that it's not only vandalism. The problem is management sometimes. Yes, vandalism is there, but when there's an extra security personnel that are looking after that, I think that can be something that can be better. But at the moment, I think there's until such time when there's a plan in place on how to eliminate those processes, those obstacles. At the moment, I would say no. But the point of departure when it comes to that is to have the necessary plan in place that will eliminate those challenges. When I'm talking about security, I'm talking about theft, I'm talking about management, because the central line area carries a lot of people who are employed. And without them, the infrastructure will not go anywhere. We are urging the government to intervene as soon as possible.
So that's where I have to leave it. Victor Langa, thank you very much indeed for your time. We will continue our focus in the next hour, Pradan, by focusing on one of the worst affected areas in terms of rail infrastructure damage. But we'll also speak a bit about the impact the My City bus service has also had on ordinary people on the ground.
Thank you very much, Ronald Masinda in Cape Town.